You know? Look at this shit. Look, hold, what the fuck? Hold on a second. Look at this comment on my YouTube. Look at this. You only talk about money. Boring. You see? You see? You see what I'm saying? This is why niggas be mad when Jews run shit. This is why motherfuckers be mad and be like, oh, but the Jews. As soon as you start talking about money, this shit's boring. It's not boring. You just don't have the brain capacity for this type of information. It's not boring. You retarded. It's not boring. You remedial. It's not boring. You got your priorities fucked up. That's what the issue is. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to make sure you get what you need. The fuck is wrong with y'all? And if the motherfucker was paying attention, he'd know that the rest of this shit is on the Griff Report, 2 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Where we don't just talk about money. Come watch the full show, stupid. You see what I'm saying? You try to put niggas on in the money game, and he talking about, oh, you ain't talk about money. It's boring. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about here? What are we doing here? Should block that motherfucker, but he need this shit more than anybody. Niggas think I'm... You know what I'm saying? This is why you can't win. This is why you can't win. You know? Don't ever stop talking about money. I'm not. That's a core to this show. We got to keep people abreast to what's going on financially. If we not making money, then what's the point? How Hotepistan gonna get built if we all broke? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense, you know? We got to keep the people abreast because nobody else will. Nobody else will. Grifter of the Day is brought to you by grifties.com. Go to the YouTube channel, Hotep Nation YouTube channel. Go stream the Grifties. Go to grifties.com. Go stream the Grifties. Share, hit the follow, like button, subscribe button, all that good shit. Shout out to Nuck if you buck. Hotep Illegal Immigrant. Thank you for the gifted subs.
This a real Hotep brother.
Jabari said, all you talk about is money. Because I like money, bitch. P. Diddy, 1999. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But then they be mad when Jews run everything. They be like, oh, Jews run everything. Yeah, nigga, what the fuck? The fuck? Because they be talking about money. What you want to talk about? Kanye sucking dick? Nigga, what the fuck you want to talk about? We'll get to that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you got to put your priorities first. Priorities first. This is why niggas broke, because niggas don't know how to talk money. This is why everybody be winning. This is why everybody be winning. Because everybody knows how to talk money. See, it's one thing to talk money. It's another thing to know how to talk money.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You know what I'm saying? Something glorious happened yesterday. Something glorious happened yesterday.
Change it because it's unacceptable. Nigga, fuck that. Stand on what you stand on. Don't try to change it. And don't try to change the definition of masculinity or femininity, nigga.
Why?
Because you can't do it.
I just did it.
You did it because, and you trying to influence others. No, we stand on what society mean
Who's
about
we,
masculinity.
Who's we?
Me.
But that's
I
not
stand
we.
on it.
Who's this nigga? Who's this nigga? Who is he? I don't like him. Who is this nigga? Like he's got to be the ops. He's got to be the ops. Or he's compromised. We got to keep an eye on this nigga. This nigga's got insurgent energy. Huh? He's got insurgent energy. We not doing this new age shit.
on it. I'm not. But then if I am me, then I shouldn't be shunned or made fun of for my personal beliefs. I should be accepted.
Would you tell that to a racist white man? Would you tell
that to anybody?
No, listen to what I'm saying. Would you tell?
Yes.
Hear my question before you just say yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you won't.
Do you eat dicks?
Do I do what? See, I wouldn't play with dicks with you. So you do shit like that.
I don't want you to play with me.
No. Stop touching me. Hold on.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm trying to ask you.
I'm going to play with dick words with you, and you do that a lot to be disrespectful.
I'm not being disrespectful. No, you don't want to be disrespectful.
I would never play with dick with you. I would never play with no. You can play pause. Let's talk about a doctor talking to a danger because.
Get on him, Flip. Get on him, Flip. Yeah. We got to stand on business. Flip doing what Uncle Hotep was supposed to do.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Flip doing what Uncle Hotep was supposed to do. Huh? Stand on business. Challenge these niggas. Challenge these niggas. Tell these niggas what they saying is bogus, nigga. That's what happens when the streets speak up, man. We can't allow these niggas that went to college start fucking changing our reality. Telling us that a man could be a woman and a woman could be a man and a man can get pregnant, all this dumb shit. Nah, we not fucking doing that shit. It's not black culture. That shit is not black culture, and it has no place in black culture. If the whites want to do that shit, let them do that shit. Let the red whites tell the blue whites we not doing that shit. But now y'all want to fucking bring this shit to the hood podcast? To the podcast for the people? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. That's why it was a bad idea adding this nigga to the program. We not doing this shit, yo. We not ever doing this shit. We'll never do this shit in Hotepistan. We'll never do this shit on the Griff Report. I will never allow anybody inside the walls of Hotepistan that's got this type of politics. Ever. And we are very lenient. You know what I'm saying? I let the hoes in before I let this nigga in. I let the hoes in the Hotepistan before we let these niggas in. The hoes is welcome. These niggas is not welcome. We could reform a hoe. You cannot reform this. We could reform a hoe. Because a hoe just need purpose. Let me talk to you.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
The reason why a hoe is a hoe, because a hoe ain't got no purpose. As soon as you give a hoe purpose, a hoe stop being a hoe. A hoe trying to be financially free. That's why she a hoe. She ain't got no purpose. And she's desperate. And many of them have been abused. We're going to talk about it.
Hotep, you're a genius.
We're going to talk about it. I'm going to bring a hoe on the platform. We're going to talk about hoe shit. We're going to talk about why hoes is hoes. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather bring a hoe into the halls of Hotepistan. The walls, the great 20-foot golden walls of Hotepistan will have hoes behind them before we have this nigga behind them. That's facts. That's facts. What hoes y'all want in Hotepistan? Type your favorite hoe in the chat. Who's your favorite hoe? Huh? This is the energy we on. Straight fucking energy. Who's your favorite hoe? Ruby Rose? So Glam said, HJ, please. Brittany Reiner? Amber Rose? Ice Spice? Luscious Red? I see a lot of rubies in here. Tiana Trump. Nerd said Tiana Trump. I like Tiana too. I ain't gonna hold you, nerd. Every time Tiana talk, I'll be listening. Stacy Dash, Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney's prime milk. That's prime milk right there. Matt after he said my wife. Bernice, Salma Hayek. Salma Hayek is some work. Sarah J is banned from Hotepistan. I'm telling you right now, Sarah J is banned, nigga. I don't want no female that look like Triple H. Fuck that, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Scarlett Johansson, she's allowed. Cherokee the ass. Protocol said Angel Reese. Sexy Red. Jessica Alba. Maya been, how you gonna say Maya? Maya been celibate for 7 years. Hawk Tour. Tracy Ellis Ross. She gonna be coming in looking for the youngins. Kim K. Rachel Dole, Sierra. Sierra's definitely. Sierra could definitely come kick it. You know what I'm saying? Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett's not a hoe. I said hoes. Y'all done called all these good women hoes. Sade, is she a hoe? Sade's welcome. Axel Foley said Kanye West. All right, that's enough. We had enough fun. That was it. He done. That's it's over. It's over. He done killed the party. He done killed the party. Erykah Badu, yeah, that's prime whoredom right there. Yep. Yep. Speaking of hoes, there's only one person that can keep a hoe in check. There's only one person that can keep a hoe in check. What type of person can keep a hoe in check? The answer is not a pimp. There's only one type of person that can keep a hoe in check. Anybody know? Another hoe. Damn, Blecky's on point. Her mama, a preacher, a Muslim, a bisexual, the father, HJ. HJ is definitely a correct answer. That's definitely a correct answer. Nerd said a trick. Her damn self. The correct answer is a black woman. Gather these hoes, baby.
Natalie wanted me to come on her little baddie show, and I told her, like, yeah, I will come on there, but you gotta have all your girls sign a paper that if we get into a fight, you know, that if I cause damage to them, that they can't sue me. She said, okay, she'll work on it. She came back and said, oh, I can't do it.
Why y'all ain't bring Claressa on Baddies? Now hoes is scared. I
said, why not? She said, because it's reality TV, and they don't let us do so. I said, well, I can't come on your show because
y'all fight all the time. Now y'all get a real fighter, now all of a sudden reality TV, you can't do that? That sounds like some bullshit.
I tell you what, if any of them girls put their hands on me, I'm gonna kick some ass. I told her, I said, but I don't want to get sued for having to kick no ass, though. So, all right, I guess I won't be on there. And that's just what I said. And she was like, oh, I wish you could have came. I said, I'll come here and teach a boxing class, though. I told her that. What the hell?
No, that we don't need that. We do not need her going in and teaching these bitches how to fight. That's the last thing we need. I'm gonna need Claressa to lay off them eyelashes.
Listen, I'm not gonna kiss no try. That's why I didn't go on there. Them girls is like some weird daredevils.
Facts.
Like, and then they be on trying to jump people and stuff. They want to jump each other. Like, they be cracking me up whenever I do get the chance to watch it.
Baddies is canceled.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
It's canceled. We not watching that. I'm telling you right now. If you ever want to know if a woman's good for you or not, find out what she uses to program her mind. Let me talk. Hold on a second. If you ever want to know if a woman's dateable, find out how she programs her mind. Because these things are called programs. And when you buy a computer, you install a program. So everything that you put in front of your eyes is a program. You are installing programs in your mind. So when we look at that comment and dude who says, oh, you're talking about money, that's boring. What type of programs do you think are running in his browser tabs? Probably a lot of pornography. You know what I'm saying? He might be a PDF file. When you look at we talk about money first. When I put the program in your mind, I make sure we get you some good programs that install in your mind. Now, if you check a woman and you see what is she installing in her mind, and you find out she's installing the Zeus network, she's installing baddies in her mind, you've got to avoid at all costs. You've got to avoid at all costs. Some of them will make excuses too. Oh, I watch it sometimes, or, I watch it, but, it doesn't really affect me, or, we've got to figure out if they use that excuse, well, what are you balancing it out with? Because that's the excuse they like to say. There's some balance. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and go with that. What are you balancing it out with? And you find there is no fucking balance. It's just more garbage. It's more garbage. What are the programs that you run in your mind? That's the question you got to ask yourself. That's the question you got to ask other people. Okay. People be, they be around me, and, I've been telling you right now, I be on one. Okay. I'm built different. Okay. Where all day, every day, I'm just installing the right programs. Okay. My kids, they'll tell you they think I'm fucking crazy. They think I'm a fucking nutcase. Cause I watch, I'm fucking watching AI shit, how-tos and tutorials and YouTubes and deep conversations. Like, I'm installing programs in my mind. I'm reading, I'm educating myself, working chapters through books. We've got to install the right programs in our mind. Because when you install the wrong programs, it's like downloading a virus. Let me talk. When you install those wrong programs, you see the subconscious mind, the way subconscious mind works is there is no filter on the subconscious mind. Everything coming through the door. It's like a club with no bouncer. Just everybody's coming through the door. Now, the conscious mind is supposed to be the bouncer at the door, but it can't catch everything. But the subconscious mind, everything enters. Everything. And they let in, when you install bad programs, those bad programs are viruses, and they start to destroy you from the inside out. They start to change the way you act. They start to change the way you think. They start to change the way you talk. They start to change the way you interact with your loved ones. Did the experiment with my homeboy. He said he was having problems with his girl. I said, yo, does your girl watch Love and Hip Hop? He was like, yeah. I think I told y'all this story before. He's like, yeah. I said, as long as she watches that, you will always have problems with your girl. 2 weeks later, this nigga came back to me. He like, yo, I got my girl to stop watching Bad Girls Club and our relationship improved.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
He said we ain't had a fight in weeks. She was installing viruses in her mind and not realizing that she starts to act them out. Because when you watch a program, you enter an alpha state, okay? So beta is like pure consciousness. When you enter that alpha state, you are in a trance. And in that trance, you can't tell the difference between fiction and reality. When I watch certain programs like that, I try to keep my mind in a beta state by continually waking myself up. So I'll make comments. I'll purposely laugh, or I am watching it in a beta state from an analysis point of view. That's how you keep your mind. This is the difference between watching something in the alpha state or watching something in the beta state. When you watch it in the alpha state, you're in a trance. When you watch it in the beta state, you're analyzing. So when, something comes on the screen and I'm watching this shit with the Hotep eye. I'm looking at this shit like, I'm looking for the agenda. I'm looking for the messages. I'm looking for the bullshit. So I could filter out and that keeps my mind in the beta state. But once you slip into that alpha state, you in a trance like hypnosis. And you can't tell the difference between real and fake. And once you enter that trance, it starts to transform you. And that virus get in you. And you start acting funny. You start walking different. You start talking different. You start doing different things. And that's what people say, you know, with the music. You know, all the hip-hop music. Hip-hop music. Are you listening to it in the alpha state? Are you listening to it in the beta state? Let me talk. Because you can listen to the hip-hop music in an alpha state. Or you can listen to it in a beta state where you're constantly analyzing and filtering. Constantly analyzing and filtering. Once you enter that alpha state, you become one with the music. And you can't tell the difference between reality and fake shit.
I wish all the black people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the white people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the Hispanics were as smart as Hotep Jesus. Because that guy, he really gets it. He knows how to boil it down.
Clip that, King Jae. They said all I talk about is money. I want that. Strong Dad said he preferred the apex state.
Oh, this a real hotel.
You feel me?